D'Angelo, the legacy that moves the soul. When you think of artists who have the power to change the atmosphere with just a few notes, one name stands tall above the rest: D'Angelo. A man whose voice could melt the walls between pain and peace, whose music reminded us that the soul of R&B was alive, breathing, and timeless. Born Michael Eugene Archer, the world knew him by a single name that came to define a movement: D'Angelo. From the first moment he stepped onto the scene, he wasn't just another singer. He was a feeling. He was that deep breath between heartbreak and healing, that groove that made you close your eyes and smile, that sound that touched something sacred inside of you. D'Angelo's story begins in Richmond, Virginia, where church choirs became the first stage for his gift. His father was a Pentecostal minister, and in those pews, surrounded by gospel harmonies and the sound of worship, D'Angelo learned how to connect heaven to earth through song. You could hear it even in his earliest work, the reverence, the honesty, the pulse of something spiritual behind every note. In 1995, he released his debut album, Brown Sugar, and R&B was never the same again. It was an explosion of sound, style, and soul that took us back to the roots of music while pushing it into the future. From the moment that smoky title track hit the airwaves, we knew something special had arrived. His voice, smooth, sensual, and sincere, cut through the noise of the era. Brown Sugar wasn't just an album, it was a movement. It was neo-soul being born right before our eyes. Songs like Lady, Me and Those Dreamin' Eyes of Mine, Cruisin', and When We Get By captured that late-night vibe, intimate, warm, and alive. Every lyric felt like a conversation between your heart and his. It wasn't about perfection, it was about truth. And D'Angelo had a way of making truth sound beautiful. When he released his second masterpiece, Voodoo, in the year 2000, the world saw an artist at the peak of his power. It was deep, daring, and drenched in soul. Voodoo wasn't made to please radio, it was made to free music. With songs like Untitled, How Does It Feel?, Devil's Pie, Spanish Joint, Send It On, and The Root, D'Angelo painted portraits of love, temptation, pain, and redemption. The production was raw and organic. You could hear the breath of the instruments, the rhythm of the room, the heartbeat of every chord. That now legendary music video for Untitled, How Does It Feel?, simple, stripped down, yet profoundly powerful, became an instant cultural moment. It wasn't just about appearance, it was about intimacy. It was an invitation to look into the soul of the song and feel the vulnerability of an artist unafraid to bear his truth. That song became a soundtrack to an entire generation's definition of passion. But beyond the fame, beyond the awards and the headlines, D'Angelo was always about the music. He wasn't chasing trends, he was chasing timeless.